Sometimes no matter what you do, what you try, you do everything perfect, and the dye still doesn't work out when you open it up. It's not exactly your fault. It's often just simple mistakes or just the luck of the draw. You don't have to write off all those dyes. I mean, some of them you can't save, but definitely some of them you can re-dye. In a case like this shirt, it's not exactly too bad. It's just didn't quite work out the way it was hoped. But there's a lot of potential here to redo a dark spider in the middle here or some other design. So this shirt is easily fixable. In a case like this shirt, yeah, it was almost there, but the middle part just didn't work out. I'm not sure what you could ever do with this shirt with normal dyes. You might be able to do something with textile paint or something like that. But as a dye, this one's a write-off. With this shirt, in a case like this, we have two issues. One is the lack of penetration in certain areas, as well as the sediment. This shirt is actually very salvageable. It just needs to be refolded and reapplied, but the sediment here, you're never going to get rid of that, so if that really bothers you, this shirt would be a write-off. Obviously, there are some things that only proper mixing can take care of. These kind of mistakes here, these speckles and things that you see, are just dyes that haven't been purely mixed. They're not quite done enough. Sometimes if you leave your dyes sit, if you're doing a whole bunch of shirts, this can happen as they settle out and you didn't reshake. But that's all that is. It's just little chunks of dye that have settled out. It's very easily avoidable just by shaking the crap out of your dyes. So can you change blue and a little bit of yellow to green tie-dye? I think we should try. Okay, so over this first blue, this is a lime green we're going to go with. Okay, just going to do that pretty much. Nothing too exciting. But I want to, you know, sometimes it's nice when you open up a shirt that your start works its way back so that you have some, I don't know if you call it a reference or pin back or whatever it is. So I'm going to add a bit more up here anyways. Not that that's an explanation. The shirt isn't exactly as damp as I'd like. It is damp though, obviously. It's important to have a shirt damp so that the dye can spread through the shirt very well. Often a super dry shirt, of course, there's a tension on the top and the dye can't break through without some moisture. Okay, so that's that limeish green. Now I'm going to pull off a dark green here. We're going to fill this whole back area with a dark green. Now I don't want to pour too quickly because you want your dye to get in there rather than just splash off. You can see that the applicator bottle is a beautiful thing. It's definitely something that you want to invest in if you're new to this. You can find them in many different places. Right now, if you look here, it may be hard to see on the film, but there's a lot of sediment there. This is the very end of my tie-dyeing time, so the dyes that I have here are just the tail ends of the bottles, and there's a lot of sediment in them. This may have an effect on the outcome of this shirt, but we'll find out soon. Just another green. I'm going to go over this blue. Sometimes you'll find that dyes you make, if you make your own colors, they look the same in the bottle. And sometimes they'll look the same on the shirt, like this green here and this green here look very similar. But in reality, they're completely different. And once this shirt is done, you're going to find a great difference, especially after the first rinse. Okay, so we got some yellow on there. which is cool. I'm going to leave that yellow there, but I'm back here, I'm going to put in this, apparently, orange. Okay, so where this old yellow is, I'm going with this golden yellow now. Not quite the same, but equally acceptable at all border crossings. Alright, so I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to flip the shirt over and I'm going to try to repeat those colors, and then we'll see what happens. And by the way, the art of re-dyeing doesn't necessarily mean fixing a bad dye. I don't know if you can tell on this shirt, but this is a reversed spider basically. So the spider was on each corner here, and then it worked out okay, but not super great. And then a re-dye was this middle part, which was just a regular spider placed in the middle with purple. So that shirt actually works out really well. It looks really good when you're wearing it. So yeah, the potential's there. Don't just give up when your dye doesn't work. There's always leftover dyes. So why not tie up some of your shirts that didn't quite work out and reuse your old dyes instead of wasting them? You never know what you might come up with.